We got your attention. Let the games begin. Cartridges assembling.
Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. Uh-oh. 1 zeros, 1 zeros. I don't know. I just can't seem to get it. First game up, mugshots.
My name's Verity. I bust bad guys. You want to help? Come on in. We got 4 suspects pinned down. 3 of them are guilty. Listen to their stories and spot the mistakes. The ones that lie did the crime. Today, we're interviewing members of the Plug Uglies, a gang of unfortunate-looking guys. Seems they've been scaring checkout ladies at the mini-market again. Remember, only one of these guys is telling the truth. The other 3 are lying. First up, brace yourselves, Noseless Calhoun.
Verity? I'm innocent. I've been busy mule shopping. You know, a mule's a cross between a horse and a donkey.
Do you smell a rat, even if Noseless can't? Are mules really a cross between a horse and a donkey? Next up, oh man, you gotta see this. 3 Eyes Oppenheimer.
Hey, Verity, you're blind. I was watching 3 television programs last night. One was a show about India. I learned that India's got more people than any other country in the world.
I'm gonna have to keep my eye on this guy. But does India really have the largest population of any country? Now let's turn to Harry the Hairy Huang.
You have got the wrong guy, Verity. I was making bread all day yesterday. My specialty is a 3-grain bread. I make it with barley, oats, and fleece.
Looks like Harry needs a hairnet. So what do you think? Are those all grains? Last but not least ugly, there's Big Noggin Sims. Need I say more?
Why, Verity, I wasn't scaring anybody yesterday. I was admiring my photography collection. I got a rare photograph of George Washington.
Were there cameras back in the colonial days? Well, just like I figured, each criminal all but confessed. Did you spot the mistakes?
India has got more people than any other country in the world.
You don't have to have 3 eyes to see he's lying. India doesn't have the most people. China does.
I make a 3-grain bread with barley, oats, and fleece.
That half-baked story is landing Harry in jail. Fleece isn't a grain. It's the wool you get from sheep.
I got a rare photograph of George Washington.
I'll say it's rare. So rare it doesn't even exist. Washington died in 1799. The first photograph wasn't taken until 1837.
You know, a mule's a cross between a horse and a donkey.
Noseless comes out smelling like a rose. He's innocent, 'cause mules are a cross between a horse and a donkey. Now that this case is solved, I can breathe a lot easier. Wish I could say the same for noseless.
That was cool. Let's play another. Ugh, revolting slob.
You know, we can learn a thing or two from even the most peculiar people. Even the revolting slob, who seems to be about ready to...
Eat lunch!
Lunch? But you're dressed for football.
So?
Well, it must be hard to eat with all that equipment on. The revolting slob doesn't seem to realize how out of place his helmet and shoulder pads are for eating lunch. Does this make his equipment A, inaudible, B, inappropriate, or C, indescribable? The answer is B, inappropriate, which means not fitting or out of place.
Hey. Touchdown!
You seem to like football.
Yeah.
Why don't you go play that instead?
Not very good.
Oh, come on. I'm sure you're terrific.
No, bad.
But everyone says you're a wonderful player.
They're wrong.
The revolting slob doesn't have any confidence in his football skills. Does that mean he lacks A, self-assurance, B, self-pity, or C, self-defense?
No.
The correct answer is A, self-assurance, which means a belief in one's abilities.
Touchdown!
My word, what a catch! The revolting slob is celebrating his amazing play.
Go, Slobby.
Is he being A, annihilated, B, annotated, or C, animated?
Booyaka!
The correct answer is C, animated, which means full of life and movement. Let's review. The revolting slob's football equipment is most inappropriate for eating lunch.
Not good.
When it comes to playing football, the revolting slob was lacking self-assurance. But after his remarkable catch, he became quite animated. And you might also be interested to know that annihilated means completely destroyed, which is what would happen if there were, say, an explosion. No slobs were harmed in the filming of this show.
Next game coming up.
Game cartridge loading. Check.
Distraction news on the air in 3, 2, 1.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Doris Marmee, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news and then ask you 5 questions about what we've just reported. So make sure you're not distracted. Now, for our top story today, submarines. A submarine is a ship that travels underwater. They are tube-shaped so that they can move swiftly through the water. Early subs had to surface every few hours to get air for the crew and for the engines. Modern subs can produce air by using electricity to get oxygen from seawater. When the crew wants to make the submarine dive, the ballast tanks at the rear and the front are flooded with seawater, giving the sub weight and allowing it to sink. Then, the diving fins are tilted down. To resurface quickly, the tanks are flushed out with compressed air. To climb slowly, the diving fins are tilted upwards and the sub glides towards the surface. Submarines have a very strong shell to keep from being crushed by underwater pressure. The hull is often made of steel or titanium. Some U.S. subs will patrol for 60 days at a time, sometimes never even surfacing. Okay, so man your periscopes and let's see how well you were able to remember the facts. Why are submarines tube-shaped? To move swiftly through water, because sailors love cigars, or it's a pretty shape? The answer is to move swiftly through water. Modern subs get oxygen from where? Trees grown inside the sub? Seawater? Or a really big snorkel? The answer is seawater. What happens when the submarine tanks are filled with water? The sailors all take baths, they use it for aquariums, or the submarine sinks. The answer is the submarine sinks. When the tanks are flushed out quickly, the sub does what? Explodes, makes a gassy sound like your Uncle Charlie, or resurfaces quickly. The correct answer is resurfaces quickly. And finally, why do submarines have a strong shell? To keep fish out? To protect its soft, chewy center? Or to keep it from being crushed by the water pressure? The answer is to keep it from being crushed by the water pressure. Well, that story was quite deep, didn't you think? And there was simply oceans of information. Okay, not oceans, but a lot. Enough to fill a ballast tank. Anyway, I guess that's all the time we have for today, but remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Next game coming up. Greetings.
Game cartridge loading. Check.
Ahoy, matey! Shiver me timbers! Yo ho ho! Look alive, ye lollygaggers! I'm the incredibly dead Captain Bones. I've been sailing the seven seas for an eternity, and I'll tell ya, I'm a bored stiff. The only thing that saves me from going stark raving mad is making up math puzzles using nothing but me own bones. Now watch closely, and just do as I say, or I'll surprise the life out of ye. Just watch me bones. Let me show you what I mean. What's the matter? Can't handle a little math puzzle? Now you know that 1 and 1 don't come to 3, but can you fix her up so she makes sense? Just by moving one of me bones? Are you paying attention? There you have it. 1 plus 1 equals but 2. Weren't nothing to it, if you roll up your sleeves and concentrate. Got the idea? Good, 'cause you're to navigate the high seas without me on the next one. First, let me shuffle up me bones. Now, don't be telling me that 5 plus 7 equals 5, or I'd swear the scurvy's gotten you to be sure. So can you fix me bones and set her straight? Remember, you're to move only one of them, just like I showed you not a moment ago. What's taking you so long, you little... If I could step through the screen, I'd slap some sense into ye with me bony hands. All right, here's a clue for you. Me bone must move from one side of the equal sign to the other. That means 2 numbers need to change. 5 plus 1 is what then, eh? Arr, enough already! Can't a pirate rest in peace? The answer is 5 plus 1 equals 6. You lint brush using. Ooh, ooh. Does my hair look all right, whimpering pretty boys? I suppose I'll be needing to show you a second time. Ah, if that was too tough for you, next time I'll be sure to cut all the crusts off first, you finger sandwich nibbling, salad fork kneading dilettantes. Arr, I'd rather die. Again.
No, wait, you're right. Left, right, left. Okay, right there. Hold it. Excuse me. I don't have all day. Hello? Excuse me? Uh-oh. Whoa! Hey, folks, this game is edible.
Dally-hoo, kids! How's it going? Your old pal Eddie Bull here at the exciting Walla Walla Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Oh, jeez, just great. Once again, I'm smorgasbord for some ravenous beast. Woo-hoo. I just don't know which one. So you think you can figure out which it is? That way, maybe I can find my way out of here. I'd do it myself, but as you can see, I'm kind of consumed with being consumed. Okay, everybody, here's your first clue. This animal can change its skin tone to camouflage itself, which means it could be in the room with you right now, and you wouldn't even know it. Ooh. Okay, although it can be large, it has no backbone or skeleton, which means it can squeeze through tiny holes. So if I were you, I'd keep my ears covered. Okay, here's the next one. For protection, it can create a smoke screen of ink, although it doesn't own a single pen. Oh, one last clue. Its name means 8 feet. So I wouldn't want to get into a kickboxing match. You got it? Of course you do. It's the octopus. Which means it can camouflage itself by changing skin tone. It has no backbone or skeleton, like my agent. It shoots a smoke screen of ink, and its name means 8 feet. Oh, looks like I'm out of here.
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. And we want him for our lunch.
Next game coming up. Job, work, greetings.
Ahoy, me land jamming friends! This here's Captain Bob with a different kind of cool running. I can't get back to my beautiful home in Jamaica cause I'm stuck in this tank. No worries, man. I got me Rasta sub and me dreads swinging to the music. Look at this.
Can you help Captain Bob? He's jamming in his soul.
Okay, here's the deal. Now I'm gonna show you 3 things. And you got to tell me what they all got in common. But you got to do it before the water runs out of my tank. Let's go, gang. We got to get jamming.
Use your eyes, use your brain before his crews go down the drain.
Like I said, we got 3 things. We got a camera, a basketball player, and stars. What do they all have in common? Quick, the level's dropping. A camera, a basketball player, and stars. We're almost at the bottom, man. Do you see it now? They're all things that shoot. Ain't that grand? A camera be shooting pictures, a basketball player be shooting hoops, and stars be shooting across the sky, man. Now this is fun. Next clue.
Before old Bob hits the bottom, find what is we got in common.
What's this now? We got a loaf of bread, the sun, and an elevator. Can you figure out what ties them all together? Think hard. The watcher's already running away. Come on, people. You got a loaf of bread, the sun, and an elevator. Hurry. That drain be glugging. Time's up, man. They're all things that rise. A loaf of bread rises in the oven. The sun rises in the morning. And the elevator rises until it goes down, man. Well, that's it for today. Join me in me take next time for another round.
We have gotten Bob. Now he's jamming in his song.
Who's got the next game? Next game coming up. Greetings. Next game on the way. Dirty Pictures.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer, closer, closer. riddle is, why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? Why did the golfer wear 2 pairs of pants? And the answer is, because he had a hole in one. The riddle snake also suggests if you get a stain on your pants, you wash it immediately with cold water. Not a riddle, but excellent advice. So long.
Greetings. Time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
It's the octopus! Which means it can camouflage itself by changing skin tone. It has no backbone or skeleton. It shoots a smokescreen of ink, and its name means 8 feet.
A submarine is a ship that travels underwater. They are tube-shaped so that they can move swiftly through the water. Early subs had to surface every few hours to get air for the crew and for the engines. Modern subs can produce air by using electricity to get oxygen from seawater.
When it comes to playing football, the revolting slob was lacking self-assurance. But after his remarkable catch, he became quite animated.
You know, a mule's a cross between a horse and a donkey?
Noseless comes out smelling like a rose. He's innocent, 'cause mules are a cross between a horse and a donkey.